I'm talking to Lisa here at the Guelph Organic Conference, and she knows that she has the right to farm GMO-free. Tell me about it.
Well, I grew up on an organic farm, and so I come from an organic farming background. My family also owns an organic seed company, and so what we have seen is the right of farmers in Saskatchewan, across Canada, across North America, and around the world to grow GMO-free, to produce organic crops being taken away by these big agrochemical companies. As it stands now in Canada, if your land or if your farm is contaminated by transgenic or genetically modified seed, you can be taken to court by companies like Monsanto for having their patented property on your farm. So what that means to us, the farmer, is if my family's farm was contaminated by genetically modified seed, we could lose our organic certification. We would lose the trust of the consumers, of our customers who demand transgenic and GM-free food. And we'd also be faced with the double burden of potentially being brought to court by Monsanto for having their property on our land. So it's a real risk that farmers face, and despite our best efforts to avoid contamination, it's something that we face every day. So what we're doing here in Guelph is trying to build awareness around this issue that all farmers are facing, and we're trying to let people know that it's something that seriously is affecting our livelihoods and our right to grow GM-free crops.
Okay, so what kind of initiatives do you have to deal with this?
Well, I'm here with the Saskatchewan Organic Directorate, and so we're an umbrella organization. We represent Saskatchewan farmers and producers and manufacturers, and we have created a fund called the Organic Agriculture Protection Fund. And so what the OAPF does is we really try to promote these issues, on a political level, but also on a consumer level. We're trying to build awareness amongst eaters and everybody likes food, right? So amongst people that this is, this food comes from somewhere. It comes from a farm, and your farmer's right to grow healthy GM-free food is being threatened. So some of the initiatives that we support, for example, are the Canadian Biotechnology Action Network. We have got this Stop GM Alfalfa CBAN.ca pin, and so we've helped support CBAN in their creation of a video that is going to be launched February 13th across Canada. It stars this cute little bee, and it's a 3-minute video, but it's really going to do a lot in terms of educating consumers about Roundup Ready alfalfa, GM alfalfa.
Wow. Anything else you guys are doing?
Pardon me?
Anything else you're doing regarding the GMO issue?
Well, my friend Arnold, who I'm here with, and myself are traveling to New York. So we're involved in a lawsuit against Monsanto. There are 83 plaintiffs, family farmers, both organic and farmers who just want to protect their right to grow GM-free crops. There are also seed companies, and there are farm organizations. So 83 plaintiffs. If we look at the members that these farm organizations represent, then that brings the number of plaintiffs up to 280,000. So
280,000.
If you look at the members of the organizations that are the plaintiff organizations. So it's exciting. It's really inspiring to be to be working together with these family farmers on such an important issue. So on Tuesday, January 31st, it's our first hearing in front of a judge. It's a hearing on Monsanto's motion to dismiss our trial. Basically, they're saying that our case is frivolous, that this publicity stunt. So we're going down there. I believe there are going to be about 40 of the plaintiffs that are going to be in Manhattan. We're going to be at the courthouse. We're going to be there as farmers saying, look, this issue is critical to the future of our farms, to our livelihoods, and yes, it's important to us. And no, this isn't frivolous. And yes, we're real people. We're real farmers. And our voices need to be heard. So it's just the very beginning of this very important lawsuit, but we could potentially be stopped dead in our tracks. So that's why many of us are, taking time away from our farms and, incurring the expense to travel to Manhattan to really show the judge that this is a very important and pivotal issue to family farmers.
Well, Lisa, I hear what you're saying, and I'm sympathetic to the cause. What I've discovered over the years is that there are a number of farmers that in the U.S. in particular, that were affected, like you're claiming to, like you're saying, and yet the judge was the same judge who heard all the hearings with Monsanto. And from what I understand, the judge is corrupt because it's obvious that Monsanto was in the wrong, but they had the same judge doing all those hearings dealing with the Monsanto case, and there's evidence to show that it was corrupt. So you're right in what you're doing, but I'm not so sure about the legal system because there's a lot of corruption in there. And how can you deal with that?
And that's exactly it. And especially in the United States, but also here in Canada, Monsanto has there's a lot of back and forth, with government regulations, regulators, and in the legal system. So we're really hoping and assuming that the judge that's going to be hearing our case is going to be as objective and professional as possible. I'm quite optimistic about it, but again, the legal system is just one avenue of our fight. So we're taking advantage of it. We're taking advantage of this public patent foundation that is willing to represent us at no cost to us, because we would never, as 83 family farmers, never be able to afford to take a corporation like Monsanto to court. So we're taking advantage of that, but we're also exploring all of the other avenues to fight this issue, consumer education, lobbying, talking to politicians. So it's not stopping in the courtroom. We're fighting in every avenue that we possibly can.
Excellent. Well, to know more about the great work you're doing, what's your website?
The website of SOD is it is
okay.
saskoganic.com, and then the group that we're here representing is OAPF. So if you go to SASK Organic, ORGANIC.com/OAPF. You can learn more about the work that Arnold and I are doing with the Organic Agriculture Protection Fund. If you want to learn more about the lawsuit that I was speaking to, you can visit our attorney and the group that's representing us. They're called the Public Patent Foundation. Their website is pubpat.org, so pubpat.org. And the plaintiffs in this case, we're setting up our own website. We're going to be telling our stories through videos, through written statements, and through photos. And that should be up hopefully in the next month or two. And that website will be endtransgenictrespass.org. Great.
And yours, with the Saskatchewan Organic Directory, would be, I'm not sure if you mentioned that.
Saskatchewan Organic Directorate is saskoganic.com, and then if you add the OAPF to the end, you'll be brought to the OAPF section of the website.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you for making a right on the to farm, naturally, or to be aware of GMO in your area and not being affected by it legally. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
I
so
think
much.
You're definitely in the right.
Thank you so much.